Okay, guys, now we've got all these awesome pictures and we want to turn them into a photo collage. Now, typically when we're in class, we're able to, sorry about this, we're able to go ahead and use Photoshop, import them, and do other things we need to do. We're gonna have to do it differently, right? So I'm looking for like good solutions that don't take too much time and that work well and that you can just use this on the fly whenever you need to make a photo collage. So what I did is I just went to a new tab online and I actually typed in photo collage right there. So when I typed in photo collage, the very first one that came up here is to create online photo collages. So it's photocollage.com. And when it opens, what I get is I get a screen that looks like this. Now I'm doing this on my Chromebook, so it looks exactly like what you see here. This looks like it's a decent size document. This area right here, just that area is just what you're seeing is kind of the work area. Here is the size. It's 1200 pixels by 900 pixels, which is great. So I want to make a collage. So to make a collage, if you go right over here, you'll see some of our commands over here. But to make a collage, the first thing I do is I got to add some images. So I'm going to click on Add Images, and then I'm going to navigate to my Google Drive. Remember, I said you go to your VizCom folder, and then I told you in your VizCom folder to make scavenger hunt folder. And now we've got all these pictures, and I renamed them all the way from black, and I reordered them by alpha all the way to working. I select them all. To select everything in here at once, a couple different ways to do it. You can click, and I think if you press Control A at the same time, Control and A, you can select them all. You can also click on the first one, go to the last one, hold down Shift on your keyboard and click on that, and it'll select them all. I click on Open, and you'll see it process. It's putting all of those pictures onto this document, and it's just stacking them, all 20 of them, right? Pretty simple. However, that is not the look we were going for. That's not how we wanted our collage to look. We definitely wanted to go and make it so that it looks just a little bit better than that. And we need to lay the photos out and all that. Here's what we can do now. This is super awesome. If I click on Auto Collage, take a look at what happens. Boom, takes them all and just puts them all in the document. Every single one of them in there, looking pretty decent, really. But better than that even, what I want you to do is I want you to click on this button right here that says template. Now a template is going to be a predetermined layout for the way for the pictures that are in there. So what's cool about this too is that it tells you right here how many photos fit in each one of these templates. So what happens if I choose like this template right here? I choose 2. Well, the problem is it says, caution, 18 too many images for this collage. You can swap them in. So there I have 2 pictures there, but if I want to have more, all I can do is I can take a picture and then I can swap it in for a different picture if I want to, right? So I can go here and it's somewhere in here. I can't remember. We'll get to that in just a second. But I can swap this picture in for another one, okay? So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to go to template again. And I'm going to go actually down. I don't know that yours will look the same, but down at the bottom, it goes in numerical order. So here's one with 5, here's one with 5. So as we go further down, you'll see more and more images on there. And again, this is really cool layout thing, because if you want to do a really quick photo collage, this would be a really simple way to do one. So if I scroll down, again, these are templates. This is what they would look like with some different pictures in there. And mine are gone. So I've been messing around with it. So I did the first ones at 20. So it automatically put it to the top because that's the last ones you used. So I'm just going to choose that one right there. So now it's laid out all 20 of those pictures with like a really cool frame on every single one of them, right? So it's all done. There's another one on there for template. So you have 2 choices really. There's that one or there's this one, okay? And this one here, what it does is it does all kinds of different frames on there. So, you know, some have rounded corners that are white, some have sharp corners that are black. And it looks like they put the sharp corners of the black on the inside and the rounded corners in the white around the outside of this document. So, you know, now we can start to customize. Now you can start to do some things. I would think at a minimum, you're going to want to check and make sure what is showing is what you want to have showing. So for example, what I would do is I would go over here, like if you click on any item here, you get another window that pops up here. So this rotate one will actually take it and rotate it, which I don't really need to do. This one here will move the actual object to the left, to the right, up, down. This one here is bring forward and send backwards. If I had things that were layered on top of each other and I wanted to bring it forward, I click on this button. And yeah, and it's actually trying to level itself through all 20 pictures. So eventually when I click on bring forward, it'll come all the way to the top there. Okay. But I don't really want to go there. So I'm just going to go ahead and slide it back here. I don't need to have them stacked on top of each other. But if you did, there's your bring forward, send backwards. Delete an object if I don't want to have it there. I definitely want to keep that there. Shape, border, and size. So if I click on that, now I can start to play around a little bit. I could change the layout. So it shows you which one you're currently on. So I'm on that one right there, which kind of has rounded corners. If I wanted to do plain old circle, I can click on this like that, and I can say close. And now this is in the shape of the circle. So if you want to play around with shapes and all that, that's totally fine with me too. And then you can do that. So I can go back to this and I can go back to what I had previously, right? So I got shape, border, and size. So if I go close, it goes back to what it was. Now under more, we can do some other things here. So center horizontally and vertically, that's going to actually move it entirely on the page. I would not play around with those. What I think you're going to want to do, though, is you're going to want to do the zoom and pan. Zoom and pan will make it so that we can zoom in more and see exactly what we want. So it knows to go as tall as it possibly can. So it did that right there. But what I can do is I can zoom in like this. And now I can determine exactly what it is I want to see, right? So if I want to look, this is a murder hornet. It's terrifying, right? So I'm going to focus in, zoom in on its face because that looks like a mean, mean animal. So I'll go right there. It's like that. I'll click on close. And now that's zoomed in there. Okay. So that is under zoom and pan. Now these other guys on here, don't mess with them. Don't go to filters because it can get kind of, it'll screw your pictures up. I don't want to play with that right now. Okay. So now we've got this on there. And then, like I said, I can go around and kind of play around more with these things if I wanted to. If I wanted to do some other borders and shapes and sizes on there, this is where you would do it. Okay. So I could say, all right, make it look like this. And you can see in the background, it kind of did. I can change the border color here. If I want to go, give me a red border there. And then maybe I can blur the edge out a little bit so it gets a little blurry towards the edge. Okay, I can make it so you can really see it. All right. So I do that, go to close, and there you go. And that actually blurred on the inside of the image there. So I'm going to go back to that because I'm not real thrilled with that edge. I don't want to blur the photo itself. And then I'm just going to go back to, I'll go black for that border and click OK. All right, so I changed the shape. I put that in there. You don't have to do all that, but if you want to, that's totally cool. We can do that. All right, so now we've got this entire image done. Now all I need to do is I need to export it because I'm going to take this graphic and I'm going to export it out, and then I'm going to open it in Pixlr. And in Pixlr, we're going to start doing some things with titles. I want to title all these pictures, and I want you to get used to using type and things like that. Now, there is a type tool on this program, but I don't like it. I played around with it, and I feel like it doesn't do what I want it to do exactly. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And here's what I'm going to do now. This collage is done. I've got all 20 photographs on there. I'm going to go to collage and I'm going to go to save as image. Now there's SD and there's HD. Most of the time I like HD stuff. The problem is with this HD is huge. So we're just going to leave this save image SD and it's going to say file name. All right, so I'm going to put in, why don't I do this? I'm going to go Mark Zoradi scavenger hunt collage. All right, save it as a PNG or a JPEG. I still don't know which one's going to be better, honestly. So I'm just going to say, I'll do JPEG this time. Click on save. And it goes, and it's in my downloads now. So now if I want to see it, I'll go to show in folder. And here it is in my drive. After I scroll down, there it is. Mark Zoradi scavenger hunt collage. And it's kind of good to go. It's right there on the main part of my drive. Okay. So that's the whole thing. So I can close that out. I can exit out of this page because I've downloaded it. I've checked it. I made sure it works and everything's good. So I'll do that and I am done. And then we'll be ready for part 2, which is taking that image, opening up in Pixlr, and using the cool titling things that we have in there. Okay. All right. Good job.